What I'm about to show you is going to make you angry, really angry, because for years, maybe decades, you've been told these exercises are essential for staying fit over 40. Personal trainers recommend them, fitness influencers swear by them, and they're probably part of your current routine right now. But here's the truth nobody wants to tell you. These 5 exercises are silently destroying your body from the inside out. I'm talking about joint degeneration, spinal compression, muscle imbalances that lead to chronic pain, and injuries that can sideline you for months or even end your fitness journey permanently. And the most frustrating part? You're doing this damage while thinking you're being healthy. I need to share this with you because just last month, I had a client, successful business owner, 43 years old, been working out consistently for 15 years, come to me barely able to get out of bed. His lower back was so destroyed he couldn't pick up his kids. And you know what caused it? One of the exercises I'm about to show you. An exercise his trainer had been making him do 3 times a week for 2 years. The worst part is, this could have been completely prevented if someone had just told him the truth about what these movements actually do to your body after 40. See, when you're 25, your body can handle almost anything. Your joints are resilient, your recovery is fast, your connective tissues are strong. But after 40, everything changes. Your joint space narrows, your cartilage starts wearing thin, your ligaments lose elasticity, and your spine starts showing decades of wear and tear. Yet most fitness advice completely ignores this reality. It treats a 45-year-old body like it's 25, and that's not just wrong, it's dangerous. What I'm going to share with you today isn't just my opinion. This is based on working with over 2,000 clients over 40, reviewing hundreds of MRI scans, and watching the same preventable injuries happen over and over again. Before we dive in, I need you to understand something crucial. If you're currently doing any of these exercises, I'm not saying you're stupid or that you've been doing everything wrong. You've been following advice that sounds logical on the surface. The problem is that the fitness industry is still stuck in the past, recommending exercises based on what works for young athletes, instead of what's actually safe and effective for mature adults. The first exercise that's destroying bodies over 40 is one that's probably in 90% of workout routines, and it's the behind the neck shoulder press. You know this one. You sit on a bench, grab a barbell or dumbbells, and press the weight up from behind your neck. Trainers love this exercise because it targets the shoulders from a different angle, and it looks impressive when you're doing it. Here's what's actually happening inside your body. When you bring the bar behind your neck, you're forcing your shoulder joint into extreme external rotation while it's under load. Your shoulder joint, the glenohumeral joint, is already the most unstable joint in your body. It sacrifices stability for mobility, which is great for reaching and throwing, but terrible for handling heavy loads in compromised positions. After 40, the soft tissues around your shoulder joint start losing their elasticity. Your rotator cuff tendons begin showing wear, your joint capsule tightens up, and your shoulder blade mobility decreases. When you force this already compromised joint into an extreme position and then add weight, you're essentially playing Russian roulette with your shoulder health. I've seen this exercise cause rotator cuff tears, shoulder impingement syndrome, and chronic inflammation that takes months to heal. And here's the crazy part. You can get exactly the same muscle activation, actually better muscle activation, by pressing in front of your body where your shoulder joint is in a stable, natural position. The second exercise that's wreaking havoc on mature bodies is the upright row. This is where you grab a barbell or dumbbells with a narrow grip and pull it straight up to your chest, leading with your elbows. On the surface, it seems like a great exercise for building bigger shoulders and traps, and you'll see it recommended in almost every shoulder workout. But here's what's really happening. The upright row forces your shoulders into internal rotation while they're being elevated and loaded. This creates something called shoulder impingement, where the soft tissues in your shoulder get pinched between the bones. Every single rep you do is literally crushing the tendons and bursa in your shoulder joint. When you're younger, you might get away with this because your tissues are more resilient and your recovery is faster. But after 40, this repetitive crushing leads to inflammation, scar tissue formation, and eventually structural damage that can require surgery to fix. I've had clients who developed frozen shoulder, chronic pain, and complete inability to raise their arm overhead from doing upright rows consistently. The tragedy is that there are so many better ways to build shoulder and trap strength without putting your joints at risk. Face pulls, lateral raises, and shrugs all work the same muscles without the dangerous joint mechanics. Yet trainers keep programming upright rows because they've always done it that way. But shoulder injuries aren't the only thing you need to worry about. The third exercise on this list targets your spine, and the damage it causes can be even more devastating. I'm talking about the traditional sit-up. And yes, I know this is going to be controversial because sit-ups have been the go-to AB exercise for decades. Here's what happens when you do a sit-up. You lie on your back, anchor your feet, and repeatedly flex your spine against resistance. Each rep creates enormous compressive forces on your spinal discs. We're talking about 730 pounds of pressure on your lower back with every single sit-up. And that's if you're doing them with perfect form, which most people aren't. After 40, your spinal discs start losing water content and becoming less resilient. They're more susceptible to herniation, bulging, and degeneration. When you repeatedly load your spine in flexion, the exact movement pattern of a sit-up, you're accelerating this degenerative process. Dr. Stuart McGill, one of the world's leading spine researchers, has shown through his research that repeated spinal flexion under load is one of the fastest ways to cause disc herniation. He's actually able to herniate pig spines in the lab by repeatedly flexing them, mimicking the exact movement pattern of sit-ups. I've worked with countless clients who developed chronic lower back pain, disc bulges, and even full disc herniations from doing sit-ups religiously. And here's the most frustrating part. Sit-ups aren't even effective for building core strength. They primarily work your hip flexors and create dangerous compensation patterns that can lead to even more problems. Your core is designed to resist movement, not create it. Exercises like planks, dead bugs, and Pallof presses train your core the way it actually functions in real life, building genuine stability and strength without destroying your spine in the process. Speaking of spinal destruction, the fourth exercise on this list might surprise you, because it's considered the king of all exercises by many fitness enthusiasts. I'm talking about the overhead squat. Now, I'm not talking about regular squats here. Regular squats with proper form can be fantastic for people over 40. I'm specifically talking about overhead squats, where you hold weight above your head while squatting down. The overhead squat requires an almost impossible combination of mobility, stability, and coordination that most people over 40 simply don't possess. You need perfect ankle mobility, hip mobility, thoracic spine extension, and shoulder flexibility all happening simultaneously while supporting load overhead. It's like asking someone to perform a circus act while lifting weights. What actually happens when most people attempt overhead squats is a cascade of compensations. Their ankles can't flex enough, so their knees cave in. Their hips are tight, so their lower back rounds excessively. Their thoracic spine can't extend properly, so they arch their lower back even more to get the weight overhead. Their shoulders lack the mobility to keep the weight stable, so they push their head forward and create neck strain. Every single one of these compensations puts dangerous stress on your joints and spine. I've seen overhead squats cause knee injuries, lower back pain, neck strain, and shoulder impingement all in the same exercise. It's like a greatest hits collection of everything that can go wrong with your body. The real kicker is that overhead squats don't even provide any benefits that you can't get from safer exercises. If you want to build leg strength, do regular squats or lunges. If you want to improve shoulder stability, do Turkish get-ups or farmer's walks. If you want to challenge your core, do planks or carries. There's literally no reason to put your body through the dangerous mechanics of an overhead squat. But the most dangerous exercise for people over 40 might be one that you'd never expect. It's not some extreme CrossFit movement or powerlifting exercise. It's the leg extension machine, that innocent-looking machine where you sit down and straighten your legs against resistance. You'll find this machine in every gym, and most people think it's one of the safest ways to strengthen your quadriceps. Here's why it's actually destroying your knees. The leg extension creates something called anterior shear force on your knee joint. This means it's literally trying to pull your shin bone away from your thigh bone, putting enormous stress on your anterior cruciate ligament, your ACL. Every rep you do is essentially trying to tear one of the most important ligaments in your knee. When you're young, Your ligaments are strong enough to handle this stress. But after 40, your connective tissues start losing their tensile strength. Your ACL becomes more susceptible to injury, and the repetitive stress from leg extensions can cause micro tears that accumulate over time. But the damage doesn't stop there. The leg extension also creates unnatural loading patterns on your kneecap. Your patella, or kneecap, is designed to glide smoothly over your thigh bone during natural movements like walking or squatting. But the leg extension forces your kneecap to press into your thigh bone with tremendous force, especially at the top of the movement. This can cause patellofemoral pain syndrome, cartilage damage, and chronic knee inflammation. I've worked with clients who developed knee pain that lasted for years after regularly using the leg extension machine. And the most frustrating part is that leg extensions don't even build functional strength. Your quads never work in isolation like this in real life. Every natural movement, walking, running, jumping, getting up from a chair, involves your entire leg working as a coordinated unit. Squats, lunges, and step-ups all train your quads in this functional way, while also strengthening all the supporting muscles and improving your movement patterns. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I've been doing some of these exercises for years, and I feel fine. And that might be true right now. But here's the thing about joint damage. It's cumulative and often silent until it reaches a tipping point. You might not feel anything until the day you wake up with excruciating pain or suddenly can't perform a simple movement without discomfort. I've had clients who felt great doing upright rows for months until one day they couldn't lift their arm above shoulder height. I've worked with people who did sit-ups religiously for years before developing a disc herniation that required surgery. The absence of immediate pain doesn't mean these exercises are safe. It just means your body hasn't reached its breaking point yet. And here's what makes this even more tragic. Every single one of these exercises can be replaced with safer, more effective alternatives that actually improve your health and fitness instead of undermining it. You don't have to choose between staying fit and protecting your joints. You can have both, but only if you're smart about your exercise selection. Instead of behind-the-neck presses, do regular overhead presses or dumbbell shoulder presses in front of your body. You'll get better muscle activation with zero risk to your shoulder joint. Instead of upright rows, do face pulls or lateral raises. Your shoulders and traps will get stronger without the joint crushing. Replace sit-ups with planks, dead bugs, or bird dogs. Your core will become genuinely stronger and more functional while your spine stays healthy. Skip the overhead squats and stick with regular squats, goblet squats, or lunges. Your legs will get stronger and your movement patterns will improve. And instead of leg extensions, do squats, lunges, step-ups, or any other compound movement that trains your legs the way they actually function in real life. Your knees will thank you, and your functional strength will skyrocket. The key principle here is that after 40, your exercise selection needs to change. You need to prioritize joint health and longevity over ego and appearance. This doesn't mean you can't train hard or build muscle. It just means you need to be strategic about how you do it. Think about it this way. Your body is like a car. When it's new, you can probably get away with poor maintenance and rough treatment. But as it accumulates miles, you need to be more careful about how you treat it. You use higher quality oil, you're more gentle with the engine, you pay attention to warning signs. Your body works the same way. The exercises that might have been okay when you were 25 can cause serious damage when you're 45. This isn't about getting old or giving up. It's about being smart and strategic so you can stay active and healthy for decades to come. I've worked with clients in their 60s and 70s who are stronger and more capable than people half their age. And it's because they learned to train intelligently. They focused on movements that built real-world strength while protecting their joints. They prioritize consistency over intensity and longevity over immediate gratification. The beautiful thing about making these changes is that you'll probably feel better almost immediately. When you stop doing exercises that create joint stress and inflammation, your body starts healing. Chronic aches and pains that you thought were just part of getting older often disappear within weeks. You'll also likely see better results. The safer alternatives I mentioned aren't just safer. They're actually more effective for building functional strength and muscle. When your body isn't dealing with chronic inflammation and joint stress, it can focus its energy on adaptation and recovery. This is why I'm so passionate about getting this information out there. I've seen too many people give up on fitness entirely because they developed chronic pain from doing the wrong exercises. They think their body is failing them when really they just weren't given the right information about how to train safely. You don't have to be another casualty of outdated fitness advice. You can stay strong, healthy, and active well into your later years, but only if you're willing to make some smart changes to your routine. Your future self will thank you for having the wisdom to protect your joints now while you still can. Remember, the goal isn't just to survive your workouts, it's to thrive because of them. Every exercise you do should move you toward better health, not away from it. And now that you know which exercises to avoid, you can focus on building a routine that will serve you for decades to come. The choice is yours. You can keep doing exercises that feel familiar, but are slowly destroying your body, or you can make some simple changes that will keep you strong and pain-free for years to come. I know which option I'd choose, and I hope you'll make the smart choice too. If this video just saved you from months or even years of potential pain and injury, do me a favor and smash that like button. Seriously, it helps more people discover this crucial information, and I guarantee there are people in your life who need to hear this. And if you're serious about training smart as you get older, make sure you subscribe to How to Be Fit and hit that notification bell. I'm your host, Lana, constantly researching and sharing the latest science on how to stay fit, strong, and injury-free no matter what age you are. In my next video, I'm going to show you the exact workout routine I use with my clients over 40 that builds serious muscle and strength while actually improving joint health. It's the complete opposite of everything you just learned to avoid, and the results my clients get are honestly incredible. But right now, I want you to take action on what you just learned. Look at your current workout routine and identify any of these 5 dangerous exercises. Then commit to replacing them with the safer alternatives I mentioned. Your joints will thank you, your future self will thank you, and you'll probably start feeling better within just a few weeks. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these exercises you've been doing and which one you're most excited to replace. I read every single comment, and I love hearing about your progress. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.